So we were renting this house from a lovely couple for a lot of years at a very reasonable rent. And we're very thankful and grateful to them to this day because they allowed us to raise our family the way that we really, really wanted to. Unfortunately, a situation occurred that their daughter was going to be coming in and we would have to move out of the house. And when I looked at the corresponding prices in terms of rent, and this is, I think, circa 2021 or so, the prices just were, it was literally 2 to 3 times the rent that we were paying before. And that just became way too much for me to be able to justify. And that's when we actively started to take a look at, okay, we need to go someplace else. We literally got to a place where we said, okay, what are we doing? Because if we're not actually making progress towards buying a home or being able to make a life in Culver, what in fact are we doing? In August 22, we moved to Cedar Park, Texas from Moorpark. Key thing for us moving over here, immediately we felt the impact of, and most people will tell you, okay, hey, you leave California, you don't have to pay state taxes anymore. Texas doesn't have those. And you actually did feel that immediately. We felt the price of gas immediately. We felt the prices of heating and electricity immediately. And it was just this combination of a lot of stuff saying, wow, it's a lot easier to live. My daughter's opportunity as she came here, I thought it was actually really, really interesting because I don't see how she could have done what she's did in California as what she's done here. When we first got here, one of the things, and when we were coming over, my daughter was saying, one of these places that I want to work, I want to work at Dutch Bros. I just want to work there. It just seems like a fun place. So we stopped at one in New Mexico. I was like, oh, it's kind of nice. Okay, whatever. And so we show up over here, and within a week, we hear that they're breaking ground on a new Dutch Bros in Cedar Park. We're like, okay, you're talking about these things lining up, right? So my daughter obviously applies. And one thing about my daughter is she's very competitive. She has a huge work ethic, which I'm super proud of. So what she does is she jumps in there and gets a job. So she's a barista or broista, however they call it. So she works there. My daughter, thank God, is the one who's really good with money of my kids. So I'm very proud of that. So she saves up her money, and she saves it up, buys a car, all on her own. We were just there for support. We didn't even co-sign on the loan, nothing. It's all her stuff. The assistant manager that was there ended up taking a manager's job in Utah. My daughter is like, okay, one of the things that I want to do is, she said, you know what? I think I'm going to go and interview for this because I think it would be good practice for me. I don't think I'm going to get it, but I think it would be good. And I was like, I think that's an excellent idea. She ends up getting the assistant manager role. And it's a place where she can actually, pay for her car, pay for rent, save money still, and be able to pay her expenses. As far as what she's been able to do and move out and live on her own, if she was in California, I'm not sure she would be able to do that. It just seems to be easier to be able to live, and getting by is easier. So if getting by is easier, it's a heck of a lot easier to start thriving.